I'm sorry, I'm bad at remembering exact quotes, but really just do everything you feel
with all your heart.
With all your heart, yeah. I remember one of the first times I felt the priest I was confessing to is my spiritual father was when very early on, I was 19, 20, he just took my head as I was kneeling down and he kissed me on the forehead. I felt confess something absolutely horrible. And he said, my name was Leo back then, Leo, do you know why I love you so? And I thought, he's mad. I already liked him. He's mad. He said, I love you because no matter what you do, if it's something good or if it's a sin, you do it with your whole being. There's no middle ground. And I thought, well, it makes no sense. I mean, I assumed if you are a sinful person, or if you commit a sin, at least then you should feel kind of, well, I won't commit 100% of it, I'll do just 70% of it. And my father confessor said, no, do 101. Because, and actually it makes sense, because he said, if the prodigal son had been someone who was good at managing his wealth and had not wasted his wealth on whatever he wasted his wealth upon, but actually constructed a budget and spent only what he could afford every year, he would never have reached rock bottom and come back to the Father. Death might have surprised him while he still had money, so to say, far away from the Father. So whatever you do, good or bad, be honest about it. I am a sinful person. This, the thing I'm doing, is a sin. So I'm going to do it with Christ with me, as St. Patrick says it. And you just go full steam ahead. Because if you do it, then your heart will just melt. And that melting of your heart will bring you back. If you just kind of have this lake of water that never changes, you kind of commit sins, 30% of that and 70 of that and 50 of that. You're kind of always, you're not away, you're not with the Father, you waste your life just being comfortably numb. That's the word. You're never fully repentant. You never feel you are in hell, and not a metaphor, in hell itself. And you never feel, oh, I've got Christ in me. You'll always be lukewarm. And I don't think that's healthy in any way. So if you start your life by being a teacher, just do everything for that. And then that, let's call it secondary calling, secondary vocation, will lead you to something else, the way Father was led to married life. And then through that, further on, a mystery will happen between you and Christ, and you will become a truly spiritual person. But that truly is a mystery. I mean, that's not something to give talks about. It will just be between you and Christ. Just have confidence that if Christ created you, he must have loved you enough to want you. And if he wants you, he will defeat you. And that's good for us, actually. Go, just live your lives. I know it sounds silly for a monk to tell you live your lives, but live your lives and own up to it. Rather than being tiny mice doing naughty things and feeling kind of guilty, just do whatever you feel called to do, good or bad. And always ask Christ to change you. If this is bad, change me. If this is me fighting you, defeat me. Own up to who you are. I feel much, much more comfortable encouraging the people I hear in confession, the very few people, because I'm a horrible spiritual person, father. I have no patience. I've tell you something 2 times, and you just don't waste my time. Go away. Find someone else. That's the truth. So I really have 10 people who are just stubborn enough and don't go away. I feel much more comfortable to tell them, look, follow what's honest within you. than a law. Because the law is not your own. If there's love within you, or if there's a calling within you, even if that calling is against the law, know two things. That be honest before Christ and say, this is what I feel. I cannot say I don't feel this, because I feel it. It would be a lie. Everything I build, I would be building on a lie. I feel this, so I'll follow it. That's number one. And number two, I know that your word is truth, not my own. So when you feel you've got an entry into my heart, please come in and change it. Be honest at every single moment of your life, and always fight to leave the door open for Christ to come in. Don't become one of those institutionalized Christians. Honestly, I mean, to tell you the truth now, that's one of the reasons I didn't want to come before. Because I remember when I was starting to become a rich economist, there was this thing in Romania called the Association of Orthodox Christian Students. And I thought, well, I'm a student, I'm Christian Orthodox, I want to join this thing. And I went there, and all I saw were young men in their, very early 20s or late teens, with beards, smelling horribly, and having this pious-looking figure that all I wanted was to punch them constantly. And these young ladies that were just like dressed in black wool. You're 19, for God's sake. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I shouldn't say these things. That's why I try to stay away from these meetings. If you don't live your life then, you'll get to be 30 or 40. You will have the wife and the 10 children. And then you'll start thinking, because the devil will give you the thought, I haven't actually lived my life. I haven't actually lived my life. I've obeyed other people's laws. I've followed other people's rules. Are these my laws? Are these my values? Is this who I am? As you move into middle age, and as death becomes more and more difficult to cover up with noise, these questions will just eat you like cancer. And if you don't have experience behind it, you will not resist, and you will fall. And there's one thing to fall when you are 18, 19, 21, 22. It can be cute. But when you are 40, and your falling means you've ruined a woman's life, and the life of 10 other children, and you may be already a priest or a deacon or on the way to do that, and there are so many hundreds of people looking up to you and following your example, if you fail then, that's going to be a long way to fall. So just trust that there is an age and a time for everything, sin included. But whatever you do, grab Christ with you. When you go into a nightclub, be aware that He is with you. In all honesty, be aware. He is here with me. When you do whatever you do, He is there with you, just as real as when you receive communion. It's only that we can't perceive Him in a physical way, the way we do when we eat Him. It's not like God is kept away by walls, or like, He doesn't like certain types of music, and therefore He will not go into it. Don't construct that type of thinking. Be aware what you do, and then do it.